Hello, 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 hello. I am excited. Y'all probably say she always say she excited. I am. I am. Because the Lord has been just that good to me. That's why I'm always so excited. So good evening, everyone, and welcome to another edition of HR 101 Talk Back. I am your host, Ada Brooks of Ada Brooks Consultant, and I am happy that you all have decided to join me. Come on in the room. Let's like, comment, tag, and share so we can all join into this conversation together. Again, I am excited, and remember, excuse me, that we are a nonprofit organization to equip the community to be empowered, prepared, and ready for the next level pertaining to their destination or their destined career path. Okay, I'm gonna get it all together here shortly. I just got something caught in my throat. That's okay. It's real. So, as I stated, I am Ada Brooks, your host of Ada Brooks Consultant of HR 101. Please like, comment, tag, and share. Very good. Thank you. Please like, comment, tag, and share this video. I am excited that you all have decided to join me on this evening. So as you all know, I do not come and stay here long. I come and give you exactly what was given to me to give to you all. So we're gonna jump on in. I want to say hello to my sister Marie Wilson, who is watching with me on this evening. You guys, I would be remiss if I do not thank her, because she has been my biggest supporter. Her, my nieces, which are her daughters, Natural Natasha and Latoya Mitchell, they have been so much help to me during this season. I'm just so excited that they continue to push their sister and their auntie to just say go, and I can't thank them enough. So much love. I want to thank everybody who has taken the time also to make a purchase of the A Blessed Chick t-shirt or a Blessed Man t-shirt, and even a Little Blessed Chick t-shirt. Yes, we have them for the little girls and we have them for the little guys as well. So I want to thank you all so very much, because as you all know, all the proceeds go toward HR 101 class for free. This gives an opportunity for the young people to come in and be able to get all of this information for free. So when you purchase a t-shirt, the investment goes toward HR 101 classes, where we teach resumes, how to format them, how to put them together, what information you need to put on the resumes, interviewing tips, and lastly, how to make sure you're properly dressed for your interview. So I want to say thank you all so very much. It's been an outpouring of love and appreciation, just believing in Ada Brooks Consultant and A Blessed Chick and what we have to offer. Now, on tonight, we're going to talk a little bit about your word. And you probably say, why are we going to talk about your word? Because on last week, we were supposed to have an individual here for an interview, a live person. However, the person decided not to show, even though the individual gave their word that they would be here. If you weren't able to make it, all you had to do was pick up the phone. I say this only because in the real world, when you have interviews that you're supposed to be on and you decide not to show, all we have is your word, because you said, I'm going to show up. You took the time to apply for the position. You followed up, you made phone calls, you spoke with the recruiter, you spoke with the hiring manager, and you said, no, I'm different. I'm not like everybody else. And guess what? You didn't show up. All you had was your word. That's all they had to go on was your word. So if your word is your bond, why didn't you show up? Because at the end of the day, what we don't want to do is have to question your character and your integrity. And when you give us your word and you don't show up, now you making us question your character and your integrity because you said I was different. When we looked at your application, we was already a little hesitant. But because you was persistent in calling and answering the questions, we decided, you know what, we want to go ahead and bring you in person for an interview. And then you not show up. So you want to know why you may not get so far from point A to point B, or why you can't get the job that you want because you're not showing up. So you have to be willing to put in the work, to follow up, to make the phone call. Your word is your bond. And if you're not willing to do that in an interview, then how do you expect for us to believe anything else that you say when it comes to life? We have a question. Yes, absolutely. That does goes toward sticking to your work schedule. Because oftentimes after you have started work and you decide to switch shifts with somebody, and both parties agrees that, hey, I'm going to come in and I'm going to work your shift, guess what? You agreed to that. That's now your shift and your responsibilities for you to show up. And when you don't and you call out, then you also have to accept the responsibilities of that consequence. Because when you don't show up, you do a no call, no show, you tell us you quit. What else are we supposed to think? You say, but that was my day off. It's no longer your day off if you accepted the shift. So, if you know you have something else to do and you're not able to do it, then guess what? Don't agree to it. That's all you have to do. Don't agree to it. Because at the end of the day, you accept all responsibilities that come along with that shift because you said I would take it. And when you don't and you get written up, and the next thing you'll be like, why I'm getting written up? It was my day off. It's no longer your day off if you accepted the shift. So if you know you have something to do, just let them know. Say, you know what? I would really love to help y'all out this time, but I already have something planned and I'm not able to do it. How about next time? That's how you handle that situation. So you don't get caught in, well, it was my day off and I ain't coming. Be like in the movie Friday, well, what's the name, got fired on his day off. Was it really his day off? You just want to be mindful of that. We also have another statement here, says to look at with not keeping your word within the availability aspect. Absolutely. You know, we keep going back to your word, but your word is your word. It costs nothing to pick up the phone and let the other individual know you're not able to make it. Don't send a text. Because when you was calling for the job, you wasn't sending a text. You was taking the time to pick up the phone to dial the number. You calling a professional place. Pick up the phone. Don't send a text. Because if you send me a text, I'm not going to answer. So, show them that you respect yourself as well as the recruiter and the hiring manager to pick up the phone. Because when you don't show up, it says you do not respect yourself and you do not respect their time. Okay? That's all we're saying. Just be mindful. Your word is your bond, and that's all you have. And if you're not willing to keep your word now, what is it going to be like when you are in your 30s? What is it going to be like when you're in your 40s? Because this is the issue that you had when you were in your 20s. See, it's a pattern, so you want to make sure that that's not you. So all I'm saying is change your mindset. Consider the other party. Consider the other person. Consider the business. Because now you become a representation of that company. And in actuality, you don't want us to have a preconceived notion about you. But when you don't show up for your interview and you don't take the time to call, now you've built up or given us a preconceived notion about you. Yes, we understand that things happen. You had a flat tire, you woke up late, the baby got sick all of a sudden. We understand all of those things. But when you take the time to pick up the phone, it allows us to say, okay, that person's taking ownership. They're taking ownership of themselves, and they're considering the company and say, you know what, I know I was supposed to be here for my interview, and I do apologize. Something has come up, and I'm not able to get out of it. Is there any way that I can reschedule? And guess what? We'll reschedule. But when you don't do that, you don't take ownership of yourself, we're not going to take ownership of you. We're going to say next, and then you wonder why you missed an opportunity. So all we're asking you, or all we're suggesting to you, is consider your word. If your word is your bond, then keep your word. Take 2 minutes, dial the number, have a conversation. It's best that you explain it to us to see if you can get a reschedule than nothing at all. All that's called is effective communication. And we appreciate you for that. So at this time, I will pause for the calls. And please remember to like, comment, tag, and share. And if you have any questions, you can send them to hr101.hb@gmail.com. We will be more than happy to answer all of your HR101 questions. So if you have any questions at this time, pop them in the comment box, and I'll be more than happy to answer them. I'll give you a few minutes. That's all. So in the meantime, while you're thinking of your questions, please remember that we do have t-shirts for sale. We have a blessed man. We have a blessed little chick. It's what I'm sporting on tonight. We also have a blessed chick and am I missing one? A blessed man, a blessed chick, a blessed little chick, and a blessed little man. We're not leaving anybody out. Because, again, all the proceeds goes toward an HR101 class for our young people. Because I want to make sure that I do my due diligence and make sure that our young people have a seat at the table. And making sure that they are equipped and ready when it comes to their resumes, their interviewing tips, and their dress styling tips. And please, people, remember, if you are going for an interview, if you are picking up an application, make sure you are dressed appropriately. I keep stressing that because I see it every day. Every day. So please, take the time. Put on a nice pair of pants, a nice shirt, a nice blouse, pair of slacks. You never know if you're going to get interviewed on the spot. So you want to make sure you're ready. I had to tell a young lady today, no, sweetie, before you talk to my hiring manager, I want you to make sure you're dressed properly. That's all. I just want to make sure you understand that your first impression is everything. And so therefore, remember, our mission is to equip the community to be empowered, prepared, and ready for the next level pertaining to their destined career path. Whatever your career path is, I promise you that HR101 is here to help, to assist you. So as you all know, I don't stay here long. I thank you for your time. I will see you all on next week. And I think next week we're going to talk about actually getting the job and how you should conduct yourself after you get the job. I got some nice tips for you. So please join us on next week. I am your host, Ada Brooks, with Ada Brooks Consultant, a blessed chick. Be blessed, and see you all next week. Bye.